Can you guys hear me okay?
It's a little tinny.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not an echo, but kind of like maybe a slight little tinniness to it. But and you're not quite loud like normal, but it works.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
It works.
Just make sure when you speak with
some
panache.
over.
Some. There you go.
Some authority.
Then everybody will hear you.
There you go.
My second phone is dead. You know how I have to link the two together. I forgot. Usually, I'm really good about plugging it in on Saturday so that it's fully charged for.
Yeah, that happens.
Sunday.
Hey, I sounded like crap last week, so went back and listened to it, and I'm very quiet compared to the two, which was weird because there for a brief moment the phone just automatically switched over to being on speakerphone in the car. And I could tell when it did it on the recording. Suddenly I sounded like loud again. And then when I fixed it to go back into my, it was like, crap. Well, now I know for future references, if I'm recording the phone while I'm recording the show anyway while I'm driving, I'll just put it on speaker in the car and it'll sound great. So
your whole family would have been on because if they heard something, they would have just jumped in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to do a special crossover episode where you do it in the car with your family, and then my mom calls halfway through.
Yeah. It's not the Waltons, it's the Waldos.
Yeah, very much. Very much. Well, with that said.
Well, let's not keep these assholes waiting.
Let's go.
Trekcast.
This is Trekcast, the Galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I'm Chad. That's Dan. That's Daniel. Also, we have an intro that came in from one of our listeners, so I'm going to play that one now.
Cool.
We've actually got quite a bit of feedback today from the last couple of weeks since we didn't get it last week, so hold on a second.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to Gatecast, the Milky Way and Pegasus Galaxy's most unpredictable Stargate podcast. Today, your host, who is always wrong except for his love of Stargate, Chad Waldo, joined by Stargate virgin Dan Lombardo and notorious Stargate hater Daniel Reyes.
Isn't that awesome?
Stargating.
All right. Be perfectly honest. I thought he said Gatecast. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
Gatecast.
I was like, all right, we're going to get some backlash
no.
over this.
Gatecast.
Oh, man. I can't wait for somebody to make us a foodcast open.
Well, we have an official bitchcast channel for all of our rants and Discord.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
But anyway.
I will make my way over there.
Oh, you should. You're missing out. And we're trying to do everything we can to get Daniel to come over to the new JLH channel just for him. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Say no more. You just had to say JLH.
That's what it took right there, huh? That's
awesome. All it took.
All right, let's go ahead and get right into the news.
Okay.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
Yeah. So our first news story comes to us from fansided.com. Chad, I know you occasionally watch the Hallmark movies. You ever watch one of those and thought, hey, this is great, but it would be better if Worf was in it?
No. Doran's going to be in one of these?
Well, apparently, Star Trek boss Alex Kurtzman recently revealed that he was pitched a Worf series, and the Worf series would be a dramedy. So very much in the vein of those Hallmark movies. Yeah. We're told that it was, Kurtzman said it's, quote, incredibly funny, poignant, and touching, end quote. But that's all we know about the show. So
you know what this says to me? This says, because, Michael Dorn's been pitching this show for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
This reeks of desperation to me. This is him, a year later saying, oh, all right, Lower Decks worked. They're doing comedy. They're doing animation. That works. Okay, they got a kids show coming out. All right, you know what? They're willing to try other genres. Okay, what can we do here? What can we
Mm-hmm.
You know, can we make it a silent film? No, that won't work. All right, we'll do a Hallmark dramedy. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me.
Surprisingly enough, the pitch was not from Michael Dorn.
Really?
But it was from producer Graham Wagner, who's the producer of HBO's Silicon Valley. That's the guy who pitched this.
He is the president of the Northeast chapter of the Michael Dorn.
Probably,
yeah.
Probably.
I mean, this is.
Don't get me wrong. I love Michael Dorn. I love Worf. It's just, you know,
they're trying. They're trying so hard here. They're pinching a tent.
I'm only hard on you when you make me hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
Well, Maria Sirtis, you know, Troy herself has said that it's actually a really good show, and she liked it, and it's very interesting. It'd be cool to see more of the Klingon Empire.
Well, I agree that it'd be good to see more of the Klingon Empire. I agree that it would be, and I agree that it would be more good to see more of it in the way that it, quote unquote, should look. And blend that in with the way that they made it look in Discovery. I think there's a path forward for both. But man, can we just? Anyway, I've said.
I mean, if they shoot it like Parks and Rec and The Office style, where they have like the confessionals, where I was just looking for glory. Like, you know, I might be interested in that.
That might be fun. But not like a full blown like show, right? Like turn that into the next version of Short Treks, where it's just we get 15 minutes of Klingons in the office.
Klingon office.
In the office. Yeah, that would be hysterical. And a good way to do that, but
this fool doesn't file his paperwork. Stab.
Your toilet is unclean. You've brought dishonor to my house.
Exactly.
Oh boy, I don't know.
So,
I mean,
yeah. So
I just go back to some very fundamentals, you know, of what Trek is, and can we just do that? Can we just do that? Yeah, and I'm still praying to God that Strange.
We'll talk about that from the Lower Decks.
I mean, even Lower Decks isn't doing that, right? But I love it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's partly because it's paying homage to what Trek is in my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that has everything to do with two things. A, it's animated. Yep. It's not live action. Mm-hmm. And B, the style of animation that it is. It's that I know it's Rick and Morty style, but you know, I'm not familiar with Rick and Morty. So to me, it looks very much like Family Guy. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's not meant to be taken seriously. If Lower Decks, instead of being what it is, if Lower Decks was a 3-camera sitcom, it would be a disaster. Yeah. It would totally be a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was all, you know, live action, shaky cam, doing the exact same thing.
Yep. It's not meant to be taken seriously. You know, we've talked about this before. They say it's part of canon. I think it's that one-way canon that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
They respect the live action, but the live action is not going to be beholden to something that happened.
Right.
That said, I think it would be kind of fun somewhere down the line to see a serious, you know, live action Boimler and a serious live action Mariner. Even if they're just in the background, even if they're just around, you know.
Yeah, but I don't think we're ever going to see one of the live action shows reference one of the crazier plot points from Lower Decks. We're never going to see that 10,000 years in the future they're worshiping Miles O'Brien.
Right.
I want to see that.
I do want to see though.
They're not going to reference that, but you know, having a walk-on by a guy who looks like Rutherford, you know, I could totally.
I want to see Michael Burnham walk past that statue, look at it, and go, "What the fuck? How come that's not me?"
I want to see the Lower Decks take of Riker on the card. Okay, Jean-Luc.
5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, next news story comes from Deadline. And interesting news. Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway herself, is joining the drama The Man Who Fell to Earth. It's a Showtime show. Currently produced by one Mr. Kurtzman. And so they're putting it all together right now. For those of you who don't know, The Man Who Fell from Earth is based off of a novel and a film. The film is very iconic. Had David Bowie in it from 1976. And Mulgrew will basically play Amanda Waller. She's going to be a CIA collector or agent who is a collector of secrets. She's emotionless and fearless and is trying to figure out what's going on with this alien. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's
that's
something.
Cool. Give it a shot.
I mean, we don't really know the actual show, so it's hard to say, like, this is great or bad, you know, like, it's just an announcement, so that's cool.
She's a good actress, so I'm sure she could do anything she puts her mind to. I mean, hell, the complete transformation they put her through in Orange is the New Black is just incredible. So, I mean,
yeah,
she's quite good.
Yeah, and I think she would be good as an Amanda Waller type.
I don't know. So, I have no idea who Amanda Waller is.
From Suicide Squad. She's in charge of the whole team.
Yeah.
She's just a lady.
Yeah, definitely. Command, authority. Yeah.
Like in that style, not
I gotcha. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. In our last news story, my people have a saying, and they say if there's a paycheck, go get it. Robert Beltran is returning to Star Trek Prodigy.
My people have a saying. Akuchamoya, get the paycheck.
I've heard that.
I thought about that this morning. I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is really good. We don't know anything else about it other than he announced it at STLV. Kind of like
he doesn't either. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He does not care.
My suspicion there is it won't be Chakotay. It'll just be him voicing a character. I don't know how you would all of a sudden. Why I understand Janeway being a hologram, teaching people or whatever and all that. I get that. Why would you have Chakotay? That'd be like having Tom Paris be there to train you how to pilot. Like there's better.
He could be a different hologram. She could be the command hologram. He could be the history hologram.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if it's a Federation
her hologram
ship,
could have he could be the first hologram.
If it's a Federation ship, there could be like some sort of like sensors that pick it up and like he just hails it saying, "Hey, bring that ship back here." Something like that.
I don't follow anything. I'm just sitting here going, "What? What?" He hails it. Bring that shit back here. Explain, Daniel. I don't know.
No,
Maybe
the
I haven't
ship.
had enough coffee.
So, yeah, I know. I was out really late last night. So, like, let's say,
is this did you get a little bound chicken?
No, nothing like that.
No, okay.
No. Yeah. So let's say that those kids that steal the ship. It's out running around. They trigger the Janeway hologram.
Yeah.
That triggers like the beacon, transponder, whatever that lets Starfleet know, hey, our ship's out there and it's out floating around. What's going on? So then he would see that on a monitor and then hail it, saying, hey, bring our ship back. You're not one of our crew members.
Okay.
Okay, I follow.
Yeah. And then literally it's like one line. And so technically he's in the show.
Yeah.
Just
repeating it.
Yeah.
And then Michael Dorn's right behind him, cracks a joke, and then there's a laugh track.
Like people have a saying, they say bring the ship back.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's all the news.
Okay, let's get into the feedback.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Apologies if the audio is kind of all over the place from the sound clips, some loud, some not. They all sound terribly loud in my ears, but who knows? Okay.
It's all good.
Yeah, feedback time, and we got a lot of it. So the first thing was an audio clip that came in, and I'm going to go ahead and play that now. Hopefully it's loud enough.
Good morning, boys. It's Tim here from not so sunny Shore by Sea.
Oh, we played this last week.
In
Did you?
Sussex, England.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just wanted.
You got the email too?
Yeah, I threw it in.
Oh, see, I just didn't get to the point where I listened
we even
to it.
threw to it in the show.
Damn it.
We played it.
Okay, see, I didn't. Okay, well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have that one. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks again.
We played it in post.
That's right. That's right. And then I must have missed that part when I was playing it back. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. That's cool. Leave this all in.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yep.
Dumb stuff.
Oh yeah, people know it's a train wreck. Well, yeah.
So then we got an email back.
It's a futuristic maglev train.
There you go.
But it's a train wreck nonetheless.
So here is an email that I got on August 6th, and we didn't do anything with it, and so he emailed us again on August 17th.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's from Taryn Abear. He says,
nice.
He says, "Hey, Chad, sending feedback here just since Daniel would have probably just deleted the email. Just wanted to say I understand the disappointment not being able to meet up at STLV this year. I myself made the same decision a little while ago. That said, please send me a sticker, and I look forward to a future meetup in better times. Also, put California in the running for a state for the future meetup. Anyway, please enjoy the MP3 file with an intro that I've been meaning to record and send you guys. Keep up the great work. Also, just thought about it. Is there a way to do a watch party for a new episode like Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds where you and all the listeners can have a virtual meetup? Taryn. P.S. I think several episodes ago, Dan said it's on me and Chase to be a guest on your show. Just let me know. Yeah, that was like 3 months ago, but that's okay, Taryn.
Yeah.
So
right on top of that.
Yeah, right on top of that. So with that said, that was the Gatecast intro that I played. That was from Taryn.
Oh, okay.
Which
Very
is
cool.
why, so, and then he emails us again and says, "Hey guys, I was listening to episode 287 and sounds like Chad missed my email from the other week. Either that or Daniel deleted it. Trying again, LOL."
Yeah.
So I emailed him this morning and said, "Hey, it's going to be in today's show." So
nice.
That was funny. That's pretty good.
And that was a cool intro.
Yeah, that was great.
So,
that was great. We love those. You know, you guys make intros like that for whatever reason. We'll play them. I don't care what they say. We'll play them. It's fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
And then if there's any other emails, I'm just going to apologize right now because this morning was the first time I went to pull up the emails at that address, and holy crap, I don't see any others, but maybe I'm missing them because there's like 3 weeks of emails in there, and I have no idea how I get stuff about, let's see, Biden Care. Check your eligibility for new health plan during special enrollment. Why in the hell am I getting that at Chad is wrong?
Because they just sweep any
email.
Irritating. Email address. It is. I do got some feedback.
Okay, I got more too, but go ahead. We'll go for it.
Oh, okay. Paris had an interesting question. She said, "Do you think that Boimler and his clone are a metaphor for the divide between longtime Star Trek fans and new Trek fans, as some like the serialized, fast-paced action of new Trek, while the rest of us, like myself," she says, "prefer the exploration, science, and diplomatic nature of classic Trek?"
You know what's funny about that question is they actually self-referenced that in this week's episode of Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying that this week's episode of Lower Decks was basically a nod to the fans. Like, we hear you. You like the other stuff better. And sorry.
Maybe not so much on Lower Decks, because I love what they're doing. They can keep doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't think it's going to change anything for Discovery and Picard.
No.
But
Old Man Picard and Butt Disco.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, she's not the only one to spot that.
There it goes.
Yeah. 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 She wasn't the only one to spot that. Like, a lot of people are saying that. Yeah.
Well,
it was pretty blatant.
And I agree with her. I think that there does need, and I'm, again, I have to hold out hope, and I'll always be hopeful that things will improve with these shows, at least some of the things we don't like about the shows, and maybe with Strange New Worlds, they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to get back to the episodic storytelling, character building, the personality conflicts, things like that, and less about the. Well, if you really think about it, what have all the new shows been except for Lower Decks? Because the new shows have only been Discovery and Picard, right? What has every season of those been? Every single season has been about the exact same thing. You know what it's about?
We hate AI.
Well, not just that, but it's about the world is going to end and we have to save it in this one season. The universe. Every freaking episode is
every
that.
time.
And Dan, what have you been doing to your camera because you're gone?
The last one of Disco was
gone.
I'm not getting
ended. And now we have to
go ahead, Daniel. What were you saying?
Well, the latest season of Discovery was the world has ended, and now we need to put it back together.
Yeah. It's always. There you go. You're back in. It's always about that. Yeah.
There he is.
So I don't. We need to have. I don't know. Yeah, something other than the whole everything is ending and we have to fix it in this season, and it's the same exact story arc. Really, you're just using AI one time, you're using a child screaming at crystals the next time. I mean, it's irritating. So, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it'll get better. I mean, Discovery has gotten better since season 1. It's still got its issues because it's the same freaking writing team. And their direction anyway is just
I mean, Picard put the Hispanic guy with the soccer ball, so that's nice.
Yeah, I mean they managed to get that stereotype right, but
I guess.
I mean, there are things about Picard I do enjoy. I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that season, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 with Q. I think they can do so many cool things with it, and I'm just hopeful that they've kind of been listening a little bit. And maybe tempered the way they were going.
I
to
hope.
Kind of go. I don't know. We'll see. I'm always hopeful as a new season comes on, even for Discovery, because I have to watch that shit. So I'm hoping it gets better.
What other feedback?
Okay, so the other one is because we haven't done this in a while. Chartable. Guess which country we are currently charting on at number 74, and that is down 26 spots from a week ago. No.
Ooh.
Belarus.
Honduras.
Afghanistan.
It would be down because all the troops are leaving. Okay, no.
Yeah. Honduras?
No, it's South Africa, number 74, down 26 positions from the week before.
Diplomatic immunity.
Exactly.
That's all I know.
Exactly. Okay, and the only other feedback I got, I don't think I'm missing any. Oh, actually, I do. I have a voicemail. I have a couple of voicemails. But the other one I got is from Gentry, and he's over on Discord, and he says, just let them know that we will be talking about them extensively until they join. We might even do memes on them. And who else was ready to pause the last Lower Decks to look at all the items in the collector's ship? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that extensively. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, but that's over on the Discord with Mr. Gentry, and then I've got the voicemails. Actually, I think I just have one. I might have played the other one. August 13th. Did I play one from then?
I don't. Start playing it and I'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly. For crying out loud. What's going on? Plug it in, back it up.
Hey guys, this is Angel, one half of Halfway to Being Average. To Dan, Daniel, and Chad, I'm so sorry about Las Vegas. I was really looking forward to the live show. I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. You are making a difference in everyone's lives. Just catching up on episode 286. Keep munching fortune cookies. Things will turn around. Sorry about that. But hey, do a live show or something. Also, Daniel, by the way, that Kurtzman deal, that's bullshit. That's like Dak Prescott money over 4 years. Is he really Dak Prescott for Star Trek Universe? I don't know. I have no idea. But look, guys, things will turn around. It's been kicking us in the nuts, too. We still love you. Keep your chins up. Do something live. We'll interact with you. We'll pull our audience in. This is unprecedented times for everybody. But hang in there, boys. Hang in there.
So the funny thing about this is that's my buddy. He's the guy that we did the Paddington show with.
I kind of picked up on that when I was
and the really funny thing is, he happened to be in town yesterday, so I hung out with him yesterday.
Oh, nice. That's why you're tired.
That's what it is.
That's part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I got another one.
So.
What's up, Chad, Dan, and Daniel? This is Scott Strongbeard Bouders. Hey, I just realized that it was Diana Mulder's birthday the other day. She was 50 when she played Dr. Pulaski on Season 2 of Next Generation. To put that in perspective, Jerry Ryan is 53 today. Yeah, let that sink in.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. People are aging better now.
Yeah, no kidding, because Brent Spiner's 72. What the hell? That man does not look 72.
Yeah.
Brent Spiner's 72.
Yeah.
You know, last night I was at my mom's 70th birthday party. So to tell me that Brent Spiner is 72.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brent Spiner could be your daddy.
Brent Spiner could be my daddy.
Oh, now I need the clip. This is my daddy.
Boy.
Yeah. Who is your daddy?
I don't know where that is.
Who is your daddy?
Pull that back up.
Hey, speaking of LeVar Burton.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about this.
Speaking of LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he didn't get picked as the Jeopardy host. And then the guy that they did pick ended up backing out because, I don't know, he had some mean tweets a couple years ago or something.
Well,
did you see who tweeted at LeVar Burton regarding that?
Yeah, Deadpool
himself, Ryan Reynolds, basically said, you know, hey, for years the fans lobbied for me to play Deadpool. Again, I was on board for it, but the studio wasn't up for it. Fast forward all these years later, and you know it's made $1 zillion. And I'm totally paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And you know, so he described his situation with Deadpool, and then he signed the tweet, "Hi, at LeVar Burton."
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
So LeVar Burton got the Deadpool bump.
Yeah.
So I think he's in. I think he's in like Flynn.
Well, so a couple things. The guy that recently stepped down, part of the problem wasn't just the mean tweets. It was the fact that he's also a producer, and he was partially in charge of finding the new host.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
So so a little bit biased,
just a bit. I mean, it could be the VAR just doesn't want to do it. You know, that's a lot of time.
Well, the other thing is, LeVar
I think he wants to do it.
LeVar was the lowest rated host of them all. Yeah. Now,
didn't he go up against the Olympics though?
That's the thing.
There was some issues with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. And during the Olympics, a lot of those channels that have the Olympics also run Jeopardy, and so Jeopardy was at all different hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a consistent time. So that's So he had a lot of things working against him.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if that doesn't work out, at least Deadpool will want to have LeVar Burton on Deadpool 3. You know.
There you go. God, if LeVar's reading books to Deadpool in the new movie, just randomly.
That's
oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, okay. They should go meta, where Deadpool is watching Jeopardy, but LeVar Burton is the host. And then he breaks the fourth wall and explains that this is an alternate reality.
No, he just looks right at the camera and goes, "Yeah, I'm so good. I sent one motherfucking tweet, and this guy's now got a show." You know that thing.
Nice. So I got some other feedback. I posted in the Facebook group a meme that was saying, you know, like the Marvel What If show. Mm-hmm. What if there was a what if for Star Trek? So we had a lot of responses to this. So I'll go through a couple. Dane said, "What if they didn't encounter anything at the Farpoint station?"
That'd be a boring show.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Taryn said, what if Spock had succeeded in saving Romulus and the Kelvin universe was never created? Well, we would have a lot less lens flares.
What if the Borg won at Wolf 359?
I mean, it kind of did.
Yeah. I mean,
Zachary said, "What if the Federation didn't sign the Kittimer Accords?"
Yeah,
there'd just be more fighting.
What if Khan kills Kirk? And
I mean, there was a couple in here about what if Tuvix lived, which
there you go.
It would be a better world.
Yeah, justice. Well, justice. That's what would happen. Justice.
Talk about these transporter accident things, because anyway, so
yeah. Juan asked, "What if Worf was killed instead of Tasha?"
Yeah.
There would be no Alexander.
Oh, thank God.
He didn't come till later.
God.
Yeah.
Well,
that would mean that Denise Crosby would be lobbying for her own show for the last 15 years.
Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, there'd be instead of her coming back as a Romulan, we would have Worf coming back as a Romulan.
That would be kind of great.
Great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What would her show be called?
Oh,
come on.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the Yar.
I mean, that's a good one.
Yar Beyond the Stars.
Yar Beyond the Stars. There you go. Well, she would have to have a sidekick.
My dad jokes.
She would have to have a sidekick. So, like Yar and Wesley, the detective files, you know.
I picture her like in a big like cable knit sweater with a big like pot of coffee, and it's kind of like an early or late 90s like dramedy, and then out of nowhere there's laser beams and spaceships.
And then the theme song starts.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old Paula Cole. Well, what it means is there would be 3 people in the yoga outfits doing stretches in those memes instead of 2. And then also she would be on the planet with the ghost candle with Beverly.
Ghost candle.
She would have killed the
ghost. That whole
she wouldn't have taken
some episodes would have lasted all of 30 seconds because Tasha wouldn't put up with that shit and she'd just kill it and move on.
You know what we didn't realize? How long would she have been with Data? Like, would this be the Ross and Rachel of Star Trek?
It would have been the Ross and Rachel. They'd have been on again, off again. She would have gotten upset because he has no emotion. She would have cried about it. He would have been talking to Geordi about, I do not understand. Or,
Data, we were on a break.
Talking about...
I have this flow chart that shows it.
He goes to Geordi for help with women. I don't understand. And Geordi's like, you think I do? Have you watched this? Have you watched this show?
Yeah, exactly. Poor Data. It goes like this.
Wasn't he the one who tried to collect Data?
They all tried to collect Data.
Why couldn't they leave Data alone?
There you go.
Just wanted to feel.
He just wanted to be a real boy.
No, you replace LeVar with Tim Meadows, and it's the ladies' man as Geordi.
Or Terry Crews.
I think it was Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows played Geordi once in the mid '90s. Patrick Stewart hosted SNL, and they did a skit where it was a cross between The Love Boat and Star Trek.
Awesome.
And Tim Meadows was an amalgam of Geordi and Isaac the bartender. So he was like, like this with the drinks, but he was wearing the visor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Gotta go look that up.
That's my kind of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all the feedback I have.
That was a lot of feedback. We've also got some
donations
over to the coffee account, even though I gotta pull it up. Even though it didn't, STLV didn't happen for us. Those donations are still coming in, and we'll keep those for the eventual meetup and or STLV something. The thing in April in Chicago.
The thing.
Yep, the thing. So 3 days ago, we got a coffee from Taryn. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
6
thank
days
you.
ago, we got a coffee from Snuzzlefeet.
Thank you,
and
Snuzzlefeet.
as well as 6 days ago, we got one from Daryl, who I assume is Lumberjack Daryl, because he's on here like 6 ways to Sunday.
No kidding.
It says it sucks that you guys weren't able to go to Vegas, but have you guys thought about an online Trekcast fan con? You guys can do a little, like a short video interviews with fans of Trekcast. And, we've had a lot of people talk to us about this just in the last few weeks, but also over the last few years about doing a live show, doing something where people can listen to us live or have some kind of feedback with us live or watch, do a watch party, things like that. So we have multiple ways of doing that, just to let everybody know. We do actually have ways of doing that. It takes no effort on our part to set up and do. We just have to plan it and do it. So with that said, the two easiest ways we can do it is we can just go live on YouTube when we're doing one of these shows like we're recording right now. We could actually just put this up on YouTube and go live. You could comment as we're talking, and we could read those comments back from the YouTube video as we're going. So what's stopping us from doing that? I don't know. Daniel likes to censor me. I'm kidding. Daniel is worried about what I'm going to say. I'll put it that way.
How about this? What if we plan a watch-along for the season finale of Lower Decks?
Great. That sounds great.
Because it's far enough away we can plan it, and then it'll be the culmination of that, and that could be fun.
Now, when you do a live video in YouTube, does it generate a URL for you so that you can post that elsewhere at the same time to bring people to it?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, especially if you put like the placeholder in advance, it'll generate that early.
Okay.
For a specific date and time.
And it'll set reminders for people too.
Yep.
All right, so we can blast that over different platforms.
Now we'll have to.
I mean, I don't think we do it the day it airs, just because it's it's a weird time. But maybe like that Friday night, we could do it.
So that was my next point. Next week, I'm only on the road one overnight anyway for what I'm doing. And then after that, every single week from now until mid-October, I'm on the road all 5 days. So that doesn't mean I have to be right here at the home studio office to be able to do this, but it is set up on my end where all I got to do is push a button and we're doing it. So, for the YouTube thing. Same thing on the Discord side, which on the Discord side, I could very easily just throw in an episode of any Trek at any time in there, and everybody could be watching it together and commenting together at the same time.
We should do that
every now and then. That is something you can do over on Discord. That's part of why I wanted to do it, because we've talked about doing these watch parties for a long time. The Netflix watch party sometimes doesn't always work. People have to pay for Netflix to be able to do that. Discord's totally free. Just go freaking sign up and follow the link to get to our Discord channel. It's free. So, at any rate, those are our two options. And like Daniel said, we'll plan this for the Lower Deck season finale. That'll be great. So.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And then 11 days ago, Zaldot bought us a coffee. I believe that's
cool.
I didn't read any of these from the last week either because I was on the road and didn't have them pulled up or see them. So I apologize for missing those from the last week. And then Tim Morris as well. I don't think I read this. This is 14 days ago, but I don't think we read this on the last one. And he says, "Hey guys, I want to thank you for your great show, and I'm stoked that you'll finally get to meet each other for real." I know you'll. Yeah. I know you'll have a scream, and I'd like you to have a few drinks on me and raise a toast to each other and all the great laughs you've brought us. Take care, lads. Okay, well, it's still coming,
when internet posts age badly.
Yep, so apologize for that. I mean, that's just the way it is. Not much you could do about it. So.
Yeah.
We're still working on it. I mean, we don't have to necessarily wait until April to go to Chicago and do that either. We could always just, like we said, pick a weekend or something and just.
We should reach out to some convention. Like maybe they can host us. That'd be kind of cool. Like we do a live show and all that.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. I don't think I have anything else.
Or maybe we should buy some bracelets and track some sharks.
Okay. Now it's time for us to get to our topic.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
All right, and of course.
So I tried to do the double thing, and I totally messed it up. I did this. I don't know. Does anybody else have that issue? Like,
no.
I don't know. Like left hand Left hand is more difficult for me, but it's easier if I do it in conjunction with the right hand.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I cheated on Star Trek last night.
Yeah, did you watch Stargate?
No, I went to the Jedi Temple in Spokane.
The Jedi Temple.
They have one. Yeah. It's really just a glorified arcade.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But they call it the Jedi Temple. So.
Oh, is that the one that had the Star Trek pinball machine?
Yeah. That's where it was.
So it's like you were cheating on your girlfriend, but you were looking at a picture of your girlfriend while you were on the date.
Exactly.
So okay.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, I thought of you, Dan. They had an '89 Batman pinball machine.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I went to Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City on Friday. 2 days ago, that was my birthday, and so I took my daughter Bella with me, and she dressed up as Nagito, an anime character.
Oh yeah,
we saw all kinds of cool stuff. But they did have some game collector guy had his a whole bunch of pinball machines out there. One of them was an old Star Trek pinball machine that looked fantastic. There was a Ghostbusters one. There was a Batman one. There was a Superman one. I didn't want to ask how much the Star Trek pinball game was because I probably would have said shut up and take my money. So and then my wife would have been mad. But anyway,
the Jedi Temple is selling theirs, the one I was playing, and the price tag was $5,500.
Yeah, I mean these things were in good shape. I could tell someone actually took them all apart, cleaned.
So is this.
This
one is like it.
So I bet you it's every bit of that, if not more. Yeah. So they had one of those old tabletop asteroid games, where it had the two players, one on each side, and you just sit there at a chair and
like the Pizza Hut one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a few of those at the temple too.
That'd be great. I'll never spend the money on it, but I'll just say that I want. I'll never spend the money on it.
At the Jedi Temple, they had the Ghostbusters game, the 4-person kind of like a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's a classic. That's a good one.
So.
Well, cool. All right. So today's topic is actually Lower Decks.
Yeah. The second episode of the second season.
Second episode of the second season called Kayshawn His Eyes Open, and this thing is so chock full of Easter eggs. I mean, it's just,
more like suck up at Tanagra.
I mean, it's just, I mean, it's great. There are so many. I could have spent probably another 30 minutes this morning on top of the 30 minutes I already spent pulling out sound clips from this thing because it's just fantastic. But yeah, so written by Chris Kula, who obviously knows his shit. Did an excellent job of writing this one. It's hysterical. Directed by Kim Arndt. And Kim, this is probably her third or fourth time directing, if I'm not mistaken. I know she did at least maybe three last season. So she's a regular. We got all the same players back again. A little bit of Boimler, and then, of course, a little bit of the crew with the new guy who gets snubbed left and right, which is great.
Poor guy. He's totally going to return as a villain.
Oh, for sure.
Totally is going to return as a villain. Yeah, he's going to hate Mariner.
He's going to team up with Badgie.
Exactly. Kill everybody.
One can only hope.
So I have a couple of so the episode itself, I mean, it's funny, it's good, it's just straight up Lower Decks, right? So there's nothing I can really come away and say, what the hell, except for one thing. There's one thing about this episode that bothers me. And it's the first time I've watched an episode of Lower Decks and thought, really, did you have to do that? And it's the cop-out they used to get Boimler back on the ship.
Oh. Yeah,
I mean,
he's Thomas Riker.
Spoilers alert, if you didn't know we were going to do this, but spoilers here. So, yeah, they pull a Thomas Riker, and so now there's a Boimler on the Titan who wants to be there, just like part of him wanted to be there, and now the other part of him is back on the Cerritos with Mariner and company. So, I mean, I get it, okay, whatever, but it's kind of like, that's how you're going to do it? Like, that's it? That's how you're going to do it?
Yeah, you know what? I don't have a problem that there's two of them and one stayed on the Titan and one came back to the Cerritos. I don't like the reasoning where Riker was like, well, we can't have two of you here. One of you has to go back to the Cerritos and one of you has to go back to being an ensign. I think it would have been better to just bring up the fact of how disruptive and difficult it would be to have two of the same people on the ship and we're going to call them Prime Boimler, and just have Prime Boimler volunteer to go back to the Cerritos because secretly that's what he wants anyway. I think that would have made more sense.
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a very small thing for me to nitpick on, but that's the first time I've watched a Lower Decks episode, and when it happened, I was kind of like, really?
See, I feel like Lower Decks is kind of has got this like Monty Python bit where like Monty Python, they very famously said, just move, time for something different when you're done, when you've reached the max jokes you can out of something. And so like I feel like that's what they did with this excuse to get rid of him. Like, we're done figuring out our Riker jokes, so on to the next.
And that probably means we're not going to see, is that it for the Titan for this season?
I don't know. I mean, there's another Boimler out there, so you know, we're gonna see him again.
Yeah,
but I think it's also kind of a joke, not really a joke, but it's referencing like sitcoms in general, where they'll have a major change at the end of a season, and then the beginning of the next season, they reverse it, and everything is back to status quo. They go back to the formula. We did our thing. Go back to the formula.
Yeah, kind of like at the end of this season of Virgin River when Mel tells Jack that the baby might not be his, and then next season they'll forget about it and it's his.
I don't know that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway,
look,
every Hallmark style movie that does,
there was two big returns this week. There was Boimler to the Cerritos and CM Punk to wrestling.
Oh, jeez.
I had to throw that in. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
So
okay.
Okay, I'm glad it's a big deal. Like kind of like my Virgin River joke. I mean, no one's gonna get that. Me.
Exactly.
I told it for myself. That's fine.
That's right.
You know what? Like I'm gonna channel the listeners and just do this.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell are these two talking about? I also kind of like this little. They use this multiple times, but this is the one that I got the clip of.
Yeah, I guess more time to enjoy Kalis's fornication helmet. Oh, that's fun. Safety first.
Yeah, the sex helmet.
The sex helmet, yeah. I mean, it's just.
The guy, did you pick up on the racist insult that collector made against Tendi?
Oh no, I didn't.
When they're talking about something got stolen or whatever, or don't steal anything, and he mentioned something like he called her Orion.
Oh yeah.
Like they're all criminals. They're all criminals. Yep.
Well, and then like this, he has so many snarky remarks that if you don't go back and watch, I missed this one the first time. So when I heard it the second time, I was like, oh, I got to have that.
Yeah, about time, Starfleet. What you do? Stop to debate the human rights of a robot?
I mean, did they give him a Boston accent on purpose or something? A little bit of a Boston twang there. I mean, it's just great. Stop to debate the human rights of a robot.
Inverse is saying that if you looked at the part of the collection real quick, there was the shoes of Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So that's great.
That's awesome.
There was a lot.
There was a ton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One I caught because I watched half of the show, fell asleep, and the next day I watched it again. So I watched
Were you
the
worn
first
out
half.
from the Paw Patrol movie?
Yeah, that's what it was.
No
I keep telling myself I need to get a clip of Paw Patrol to play on the show for when we reference it for Dan.
Yeah.
Great. But I saw the first time I noticed it, the game from the episode. I think the episode was called The Game,
yeah.
Where they have that headset that they put on, and it's like crack, but they all get hooked on it, and those aliens take over the ship. And it was on a bust of Jean-Luc Picard, and I didn't think of it the first time. But the second time, I wondered to myself, was that the one made out of clay from Captain Picard Day?
Yeah. Could be. Double Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So
they said that there was like a giant humanoid skeleton kind of wearing an old blue uniform.
Yes.
And that might be a reference to the animated series.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a giant Spock in one of episodes.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, okay, I should know what that is or what that reference is, but it wouldn't come to my mind at all until you just said you're right. There is one episode where there's a giant Spock. So that's the skeleton of the giant Spock from the animated series.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Good show.
It
overall.
reminded me of like in comic books, whenever they show the Batcave, you see all the stuff in the background, and it references old stories from like the 1950s. Like the giant penny is always in the background in the Batcave, and the dinosaur is always in the background in the Batcave.
Yeah. Which they better throw that in the new movies.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Robert Pattinson, Sparkle Bat, doesn't have his giant penny. I'm going to be very upset.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, so one of the cool things we got to see in this episode that we've never seen in any other episode of Trek either is the group Sonic Showers.
Yeah.
I mean, what in the hell? So I would have never. So I guess that's something I just never thought of before this series, right? You've got communal bunking areas for people who are lower deckers who don't, they're not an officer, they don't get their own room, they don't rank enough to have their own room or all that space. But that also means that they have communal sonic showers as well, like it's, gym class. So, and they're unisex because, it's.
I mean, if it's sound waves that's like removing dirt off of you, do you even need to take your clothes off? I mean, wouldn't that just happen?
Well, the sound waves have to get through the clothing, right? So, I mean,
yeah, I guess.
Not really. So I get that point, and that's just there. The competitive nature of Mariner is just funny with the new guy trying to hurt each other until they get nosebleeds. That's pretty good. And now we need to see a toilet. I mean, really, like we need to see a toilet on the ship. Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No.
At this point,
I don't want to see cartoons poop. I don't need to see that.
Well, you don't need to see that. You just need to see one. You just need to see Boimler sitting there, and he's even like shiny white legs, and Mariner makes fun of him for it, and you move on, right? So, something like that.
That's okay.
Do you think we get Badgie back this season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You should. Not
Badgie is
not Peanut Hamper.
He's
but...
like the Peanut Hamper.
Badgie's like the best villain they've created in all the new Trek shows.
Yeah, Badgie's awesome.
Yeah.
Murder Badge needs to come back.
I want to see Badgie on Picard. I want to see
I do too.
A villain crossover.
Yeah. Because you could with Q, right? You could.
Yeah.
You could just see him in the shadows. You see this outline, and he's just sitting there talking in a sinister voice. I'm going to kill everyone.
Let's say they put the Badgie AI into one of the people robots that Picard has got. Who do you cast as Badgie?
Oof.
I feel like it's Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Something crazy, right?
I don't know.
I mean, because once you do that, you're essentially making the Terminator in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you're doing that, then it's time to bring Arnie.
Just get Arnie in, yeah.
Star Trek canon.
I'm not against that. That works.
So
Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, so speaking of the AI thing, this is a question I thought of on my long drives this week. So.
Oh yeah.
So in Picard, don't the Romulans, with their whole AI thing, pretty much destroy themselves? And by that I mean, they know the star is going to go supernova. It's going to wipe out a large chunk of the Romulan star empire. The Federation mobilizes to try to help them, right? The largest evacuation in the universe's history, right? Led by Picard. And in the middle of them doing that, the super secret, extra super secret, third door, back window, secret agency, the Zat Vash, decide to go and kill the androids that the Federation has on the Mars colony, maybe other places, who knows? But they decide to go and infiltrate and get them to kill everything and stop all of that because they fear AI. And of course makes the Federation say, screw it, we can't help you. And so they kind of like stab themselves in the chest, right? Like, I never thought of it that way, but that's kind of what they did.
Oh, yeah. They screwed themselves over.
They screwed themselves over.
But it's funny you bring that up, especially this time. I think that clearly indicates that Elon Musk is Romulan. The Tesla bots.
Yeah.
You hear about these things?
Tesla bots. What in the hell?
Well, they're supposed to like replace like warehouse workers for like menial tasks and all that.
Yeah.
But they're specifically designed that they don't move very fast and they're easily overpowered. Like just about any human being could take out one of these Tesla bots.
Yeah.
And that's on purpose.
Yeah.
In case the AI gets out of control.
That's not gonna last.
No.
Yeah.
That's not gonna last, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because what's gonna happen is the people who start losing jobs to these things are gonna start sabotaging them. And then they are going to make them not as prone to damage because of the sabotage, and inadvertently make them stronger.
Yeah.
So,
well, my thought is like, if they're not that strong, how can they do a lot of tasks? Like, if you're at your warehouse and you're moving big crates and stuff like that, it doesn't make sense.
Here's the thing about automation that nobody believes, gets, understands, or even listens to when someone tells them. But it's the truth, and I've seen it because I've been in manufacturing my entire life, right?
Right.
And so every time in manufacturing, and this applies to warehouse work and anything else, anytime automation has been added into that facility to quote unquote save money or save labor costs, right? Or to just automate a task that's repetitive or whatever it is, everybody always talks about that means that's a job that's lost. And it's the exact opposite. It always adds jobs. It always adds jobs. And I had this argument with a customer of mine up in Nebraska when he was looking to literally, I sold him a robot to put on the side of a 5-axis milling machine that would automatically load and unload parts 40 to 50 to 60 at a time, each part individually different. All someone has to do is go take a block of aluminum, put it on a vise, this fixture that we made, and stick it in this thing, and then take it out when it's done, right? And they do nothing else. And his whole idea was that means I don't have to hire a second guy because my guy can't do all this by hand now and keep up with it. So if I put this robot on here, then I won't have to hire the second guy. Well, you know what happened? We put the robot in. His production went way the hell up, tripled on one shift, tripled the output from one shift. So what do you have to do? He had to go hire another guy, not only to help with the loading and unloading and getting those things ready, but also the cleaning, deburring, and assembly, because now he's producing so much, he doesn't have enough people to assemble and keep up with it. So he ended up buying a robot to save him some money on labor and then have to hire 2 more guys because his output increased so much, right? So it created 2 jobs at that facility. Not to mention all the other things that came with it down the road.
Were they comparable jobs?
Yeah, same pay.
That's
same pay.
But skill level and like that's different than just the pay.
Different skill level, right? Because so for the one guy who was doing this before actually got an increase in pay because now he's the one responsible for making sure the robot's going. The other 2 guys that they hired to do all the stuff behind him got the same pay he was making before, even though they didn't have the same skill set he did when he started, right? So a lower skilled job, but with better pay. Everywhere I've seen, I can give you like 50 examples. I don't want to go on. But I mean, everywhere I've seen it, it's increased your ability to get.
But as AI and robotics become better and better and better, I mean, are you going to need that second guy? Are you going to need any guys? There's going to come to a point where, you got a guy who's building this thing. Now you have a robot that builds the thing, but you still need 2 guys to put the aluminum block in. Okay, but then they create a robot that can put the aluminum block in, so they eliminate those guys.
Still need a guy to run all that. Still need a guy to make sure it's running. Still need to make sure.
But that's one guy compared to like 5 or 6 guys that were there before.
This is true, but again, everything goes downstream. Now you're right. Eventually, at some point, can we automate everything to where we don't? It's George Jetson style. We push a button and do nothing. Yeah. Okay, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
that's a long way away. That is a long.
Yeah, but even then, at that point, You still need like software engineers to maintain,
Yep.
because there's always people trying to hack it. But even then, that's a smaller amount of available jobs for people than actual people.
And not everybody can be a software engineer.
Nope.
Some people can only sweep floors and move boxes and lift things.
Yeah.
And
and you're always going to have a need for that, because you can't automate every single one of those tasks. You can't. I don't care how far down the road we get. No, you won't. There's a cost return of how sophisticated and price and all of that. I mean, you won't. You'll never get to the point where you can automate everything. You just won't. I don't care how good
Since you know about robots, Chad, let me ask you this question, because I'm curious. What sci-fi movie has the most realistic potential robots you've seen?
Oh.
And why is it Vicky from Small Wonder?
Honestly, I couldn't. I don't know. If there is
it
one,
the robots from iRobot? Is it the Terminator?
No, none of those.
Yeah.
None of those are realistic today, and none of those are realistic.
Is it Johnny 5?
Yeah, no. None of those.
I think it's the Terminator, but they look like Johnny 5.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have like human skin and all that.
Did they have some of those in the Terminator, like in the Future War? There was
I don't know. I think if you really want to know what robots can currently do, like really do, go watch some YouTube videos by Boston Dynamics, and that'll tell you what they can actually do. And that is the bleeding edge. This is what they're capable of doing, and that's it.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those, because there's a lot of videos out there that look like they're from Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, they're fake.
They're actually fake. Put it this way: if it's a robot shooting guns at people and
fake.
showing you how efficient they are, it's fake.
That is hysterical.
I see that one all the time.
That video is hysterical. The robot just finally gets pissed by being kicked and beat and pushed around. He just turns and shoots him in the kneecaps.
My dad sent me that and was like convinced it was real.
Yeah. No, we're nowhere near. We're nowhere near any of that. Now, can we get to that point? Sure, of course we can. I mean, we're human beings and we're capable of doing anything we put our minds to. Anything, right? So.
God, this is how we're gonna get Lex Luthor, building these murder bots.
Yeah, maybe.
All trying to kill Henry Cavill.
All right, back to Lower Decks.
Well, welcome to Robotcast.
Yeah. Back to Lower Decks. So a couple of the Easter eggs that were in there that I didn't see, but I'm looking through this list. There's a baseball and bat, possibly referencing DS9. Didn't see the baseball and the bat.
I didn't see that at all.
I did not see Captain Picard's papier-mâché head. That was from
I saw that.
Captain Picard Day.
Yeah,
I missed that.
That's the one I was talking about, where the game was sitting on top of it.
Oh, gotcha.
I said clay, but yeah.
Khan's necklace from the Wrath of Khan is in there.
Oh, cool.
I missed that.
There's a Terran
bunch
Empire
of Vulcan
flag.
weapons.
Yeah.
I saw the Terran
I did
Empire
remember seeing
flag.
that one, yeah. And M113 life form from TOS's The Man Trap. I don't know if I... Oh, is that the salt creature thing?
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Those are some of the big ones.
Yeah. I looked for the Will Wheaton show and it didn't exist for this episode.
Yeah.
So
really,
that was great.
Oh boy, shark in a tank.
So I like how what's his name? The new security chief, Kayshawn, I think was his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
They kind of referenced Worf a little bit in that, he's the first of his kind. He's the security chief. He wears a Starfleet uniform, but he's got a baldric going across his chest
with a knife.
And if you look, it's the same. Yep, it's the same type of baldric that Dathon wore in Darmok. With the pouch with the knife. So that was cool.
Yeah,
I like that. And I like how nonchalant he's like, Darmok, Tanagra, what are my words? Oh, yes, good morning, how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's typical, it's
like really
just
speaking another language. Like that's
yeah, he sounds just like, you got a guy in the office and English is not his first language and he has to search for the words sometimes. And,
yeah.
It was good. I like that.
It was good, and we got your Riker lean in this episode. Not the leg over the chair, but we got the Riker lean. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So leg up.
Let's see how they do with their aft hanging out.
I want a movie of that Riker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a Lower Decks the movie.
I like how his entire senior staff thinks he's a badass.
Yeah. They all love it.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
He must have been so bored on the Enterprise.
That's funny. Okay, so question about that too. Like, have they established now that basically the Federation is just in a nonstop skirmish with the Packlids? Or
I think basically
or at
that's
war
it.
with the Packlids, or is it just skirmishes everywhere with the Packlids because they're
I
constantly
think it's
stealing
skirmishes
shit?
everywhere.
Yeah.
Weren't the Packlids?
They're a nuisance. That's all it
didn't
is.
the Packlids become part of the Federation though? In regular
No.
canon, or no? They were just always kind of on the outside.
No. They need things to make them go.
We are smart.
We're smart.
They're
Okay,
stealing
here's
our
a question
snacks.
for you. Here's a question for you. Let's say the Packlids apply for Federation membership.
Mm-hmm.
Do they let those dummies in?
Oh yeah, because they want to assimilate.
Do they
all.
let those dummies in, or is the Federation Council like looking at each other like, how are we going to tell them?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the whole point is new life and new civilization, so yeah, they would let them in.
They would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the ultimate goal of the Federation is to assimilate everybody.
Even if you're a dummy.
Even if you're a dummy.
I feel like then you send the Vulcans to go hang out with them and just to irritate some Vulcans.
Oh man.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Vulcan captain, and he's got a crew of Packlids, and he's just losing his mind.
That's your Federation office show right there.
Yeah.
And then it's not
Or
logical how they act.
The other way around, the captain is a Packlid, and there's a couple of Vulcans on the crew who were like, this idiot.
That's when you get the Vulcan version of the Michael Scott when he sits there and saying, his dry voice being like, well, I would say something to him without saying anything, but to make sure I got the point across, I'd say absolutely nothing at all by putting all the meaning in the world into it without saying anything at all.
God, if we still had Ben Stein with us, he could be the perfect Vulcan captain with the Packlids.
Oh boy.
With his like monotone voice, it'd be perfect. Yeah.
Well,
speaking of voices, are you guys familiar with what's going on with Val Kilmer and his voice and his documentary?
Yeah.
And
I
so he
saw
lost
the trailer for his documentary.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, he had throat cancer or something, and he lost his voice. He has no voice anymore. And there's a documentary on Amazon. Amazon streaming, which I haven't seen. I don't have that service.
I haven't seen it yet.
I read an article about it, and not the whole documentary, but there's a part in the documentary where it's narrated by him, even though he can't speak. And what they've done is they had a computer program listen to hundreds of hours of his voice from different projects that he was involved in, and it created a template of his voice, and now they can just type in some words and it spits out the dialogue in his voice. And it's kind of scary because they say it sounds just like him, and this is not brand new technology. I remember seeing this a few years ago, and I think we even talked about it on here because I remember saying that you can do that and combine that technology with auto-tune, and you could have a new Elvis album come out next year, or a new Beatles album come out next year. But the other thing that I thought about is, animation has come so far. And it's only a matter of time until we can just create computer-generated people who look exactly the way they're supposed to look. And we've seen it before. Carrie Fisher, Peter Cushing, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill. But, it's still off a little bit. But it's, it's constantly getting better and better and better and better. But I think there's going to come a time where, they can do Star Trek 7. It starts 15 minutes after the Undiscovered Country.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have everyone in there looking how they looked in 1991 and sounding how they looked, sounding how they sounded in 1991. And, I don't know.
I remember reading, or maybe it was an interview a long time ago, maybe like 20 years ago at this point. But the Bruce Lee estate said they were down to do that, to let Bruce Lee's image continue on and make action films with him in it. Yeah.
Well, I think for us in our age range, these kinds of things look odd or off in some cases. And I think for kids like in their late teens into their 20s, it's not as off or odd as it is to us. But the kids younger than that, they're going to look at it as normal.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, as long as that tech brings us back Dom DeLuise. What? Okay. Don't you want Dom DeLuise?
Everybody needs more Dom.
I want Cannonball Run 3.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Cannonball Run meets Fast and the Furious.
Oh,
that's pretty much what Fast and the Furious is. It's modern day Cannonball. I mean, it's become they're making another one. They're making another one of those.
No,
things.
it's racing combined with X-Men now.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know. Dumb.
I think I saw 2 of those movies and that was enough.
That's all you need.
Yeah. I think I saw the first one and that was it.
And now there's spin-offs. There's like, Calvin and Hobbes.
Never saw
Calvin
it.
and Hobbes. It's The Rock and his tiger out to save the world.
It is. It's Calvin and Hobbes.
I love how we both made the same stupid joke simultaneously. Hobbes and Shaw.
That's what
right?
I forgot.
Is that what it is? Hobbes and Shaw?
I think it is Hobbes and Shaw.
Yeah.
I actually forgot. I had no idea.
But if there was an animated tiger voiced by Jason Statham as they're saving the world.
Oh, I'm in for that.
I would love that.
Speaking of total nonsense type scenarios, have you guys seen Free Guy? Have you guys seen that movie yet with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. I wouldn't saw it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
I got to go see that. It looks good to me.
What is it about?
Well, he's a video game. He's actually a character in a video game, but doesn't know
that
it.
One.
Yeah.
He's the MP. He's an NPC.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because I think this is one of those movies that was in the can like a year and a half ago.
It was.
Okay. Because I remember hearing about it a year and a half ago, and then.
But because it was in the can, and COVID has been going for so long, they went and tweaked it, and the ending is better now than what it was originally. So that's cool.
Huh, cool.
All right.
You'll totally see when you watch it, Chad. You'll immediately pick out what they added.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because of the references, probably.
Yeah. You'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Well, cool. I look forward to watching that at some point.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
I got a healthy queue of movies I want to watch that I have not watched yet. Black Widow is one of them. Don't know if I'm really missing anything, but Black Widow is one. Tenet. I still haven't seen Tenet. I've been wanting to watch Tenet all year.
Ooh, yeah, that's okay.
So, but and then of course Free Guy and all the other stuff coming out here real soon. 10 Rings comes out next month.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then
the reviews are phenomenal for it.
I have seen some good reviews of it. Yeah, so
I love that guy from Kim's Convenience. So, dude, I love that show. That show's so good. Yeah,
never seen it.
You got to see it, man.
Crazy Rich Asians as well.
I don't think so.
I'm thinking of the wrong guy.
You're thinking of Snake Eyes was in Crazy Rich Asians.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
That movie went straight to streaming, pretty much.
As it should.
Already?
As it should.
It had like a week and a half in the theater, and then they're like, "Yep, dump it on streaming."
Where's it streaming at? I might actually go watch it.
it's streaming all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere they can get money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's gonna be rough, man. Wait till the fall.
Yeah. Oh, Dune, Foundations. I mean, those are the two big ones coming up for me. Oh, Ghostbusters. Those are the three that I have to watch, bar none.
Dude, I bet Ghostbusters goes straight to streaming, or at least it's not theatrical. Yeah. Because honestly, it's not that big of a franchise compared to like a Marvel or.
I think people have been chomping at the bit to see this one, especially since the one before it for a long time. I bet you it does. I don't think it's going to do blockbuster type numbers, but I bet you it does pretty well opening weekend.
Yeah,
pretty well.
Yeah, but if you look at the box office of it, it's never done as well as people think it has.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. It's almost a cult classic.
It's
from
like
that
right up there
standpoint.
with like G.I. Joe, like that level of franchise. Where it's popular, people like it, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's Paul Rudd. Everybody wants to go see Paul. I mean,
Dude,
everybody
I know.
wants to see Paul. I mean, how could you not? The guy is just. I mean, he just.
Paul Rudd's great.
Squishy, just kicks the cheek. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's a good boy.
He is. Then he comes to Kansas City every year for at least a week and goes to the Royals games and does this big charity event at the Royals games because he loves the Royals. And I mean, he's cool.
Oh, that's why you like him.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I like him.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen a movie I don't like.
He owns a chocolate shop across the river from here. I've never been there.
Oh.
You gotta go.
But, it's on the list. He owns
You
it.
should review it for the show.
Who's the guy who played Negan on Walking Dead?
Jeffrey
Dean Morgan.
Morgan. Yeah, they co-own it together.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like Jeffrey Dean.
Yeah, he seems cool too.
He is. His Negan is hysterical. I love that character on The Walking Dead.
Meanwhile, Sipowicz is at the Big Lots over here.
That's funny.
I love him, man.
Yeah. He's there quite a bit. It's great. He loves his bargains.
All right, so
you got to get a photo for me. I want to see Sipowicz at Big Lots.
Yeah, next time I see him, I'll take a picture.
Oh, I got to wave at.
But you got to call him Sipowicz. You got to say, "Hey, Sipowicz, can I get a picture of you at Big Lots?"
He'd be like, "It's been 20 years. Knock it off."
I got to wave at Lou Ferrigno on Friday. He was there.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Was he nice to you? Because he was a jerk to me.
No, he waved back. I just waved at him and he waved back. So
yeah,
he was a jerk to you. I got to hear this story.
He was at a Comic-Con over here a couple years ago. And I was getting some autographs for my friend's Funko Pops, and the sign said it was I think $40 an autograph, and he told me it was going to be $60 because I'm just going to throw them on eBay. And I was like, "What? No." Yeah.
Wow.
He was having a bad day.
Probably.
He was having a bad day.
Yeah.
Poor Lou.
They're just people.
They are. They're people. They're just people.
Yeah.
So
Nichelle Nichols was nasty to me in an elevator. So, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Everybody has their days.
Yeah.
Yep. And, Martok and I were chatting about coffee while online. So,
Nice.
It goes either way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. So I guess that's our show.
I think we've been going a long time.
Did we cover it all?
I think we covered it all.
Ferrigno, Klingon coffee,
Gino,
LeVar Burton,
Tom DeLuise,
murdering robots, Paw Patrol. Yeah, I think we got it. We got it all.
We had a long murder robot section.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Trekcast. I don't know what episode number. Daniel tells us what those are afterwards.
I don't know.
And he comes up with what the show title is, as well as the photo to go with it. Who knows what he'll do today? I'm always looking forward to that. As always, give us a call. Yeah. Give us a call, 816-287-0448. Leave us a voicemail like the two you listened to today. We'll play it. Doesn't matter what you say. Send us
and if we forget, we'll play it again.
If we forget, we'll play it a second time. Yeah. 2-for-1 special.
That's right.
2 for 1. No, so make sure to go over to the coffee account. Give us a donation there. We'll read anything you post, as well as sing if you want us to do that as well. No one wants to hear me sing, but or do voiceover impressions. Anyway,
that's true.
Make sure you go to the Instagram account, which is now at 4,600 followers over on the Instagram. Trekcast TNG. Good job, Daniel, on that. I'm always amazed at the count you keep throwing up there. Of course, we've got the Facebook group as well, Trekcast, and the Twitter, Trekcast TNG, and the link, of course, for Discord is somewhere up on one of those channels. So go get it. I think it's over on the Twitter as well. So let's see, trying to think of something else. I don't think there's anything else we got to cover there, boys. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Good show.
Okay. Bye.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Well, there you have it. Another episode in the can. Check us out at Trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews. Subscribe to us. We get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.
The Paw Patroller!